What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. You made it to the weekend. Grateful for another day. As you saw with my thumbnail, who is in David's ear? So today I'm going to break down some things for you. I'm going to share my screen in a second and show you some interesting things. And I have a lot of questions. But stay till the end because I do have some good news about Mullen Company that keeps me bullish and moving forward. Before I get started, don't forget to drop a like. I would always appreciate that. Think about subscribing if you're not subscribed yet. I make Mullen content every single day. I make Tesla and a company called LAZR, which I'll talk a little bit about today. And don't forget to grab your coffee if I don't have any. So drink some for me. Nothing I say is financial advice, of course. Let's get right into it. These are some of the biggest shareholders of Mullen stock right now. We have Davis Rice. I remember when this guy bought in, and he went in very heavy for his first purchase. Terran Pfizer has sold out completely. Isusa Holdings has 19 million shares. Now, let me tell you, this is all pre-split. So whatever share count you see right here, if anyone is new to the channel and you are confused on what's going on with reverse stock splits, Mullen had a reverse stock split pretty recently. So you want to take these share counts and actually divide it by 25, and that's their actual share amount. You see this guy Alt, I see him on Twitter. Don't trust the guy at all. Haven't looked into it. Leave a comment if you know anything about him, if you trust him, if you don't. But some sketchy business, I believe, just with his persona and what he resembles online, at least. He had 2.4 million shares pre-split, so divide that by 25, but his latest shares were 71 million. Divide that by 25, and that will give you his new share count. And then Robert Bollinger has never touched his shares. He's always had 51 million. Divide that by 25, that will give you his new share count. So the question is, why are these guys, specifically Davis and Alt, so heavily invested in Mullen stock? Are all of these guys friends? Is someone in David's ear? Something is going on. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because David is so quiet. And I just don't understand. He said on his last interview that he did, which was a couple days ago, he said, I stay quiet. And he was saying some things like he plans to do big things. He wants to be the number 2 next to Tesla. Well, if all that is true, then something big has to be in the pipeline for Mullen, and you need to release that news ASAP because the stock is freaking dying. So what's the other story to this? Are all these guys friends? Is someone talking to David? Is someone keeping him quiet? Because I think that could be a possibility because David does not say anything. Anytime he says anything on Twitter or any news, it's after Mullen has put out news. So he waits for Mullen to put it out, and then he makes a statement, and it's basically just a repost. And it seems to look like this guy, Davis, has 9% ownership of Mullen Company. Now, this is old news, but I just wanted to share it with you because this is still a big question mark for me. And if David ever does an interview, I would love to know the reasons why he sold since it was so long ago if he's able to share. You can see on February 16th, he ended up selling 14 million shares. This was pre-split for $4.7 million. Jonathan New, the CFO, sold on March 6th, 159,000 shares for 36 grand. We all knew about that. But David also sold 1 million shares on February 16th. Also the same day, it looks like he sold 1 million shares at 29 cents pre-split for that amount of money, right? So why did he sell? That's the big question mark. The other question I have is, all of those guys that I just shared with you, is the reason this whole bad deal with warrants and everything going on is for dilution, is what's coming next? Are these guys actually long on the stock? Are they buying this stock very cheap to hold for long term? That brings me to my next point, is does Mullen have big news to announce? Because we know production is right around the corner. We know it's been a shady business up to this point. Now, I've always liked Mullen because of the potential, because of the news they put out, because of the partnerships like RRDS, like Loop Global, like IGO. I mean, they've done so much work, like Bollinger. I think that can be huge in our future, right? But the stock price is depressing and people tend to forget about what Mullen has built. So again, like I've always said, Mullen is either one big scam or it will be an amazing company. And they are just trying to get rid of this toxic environment, these toxic business partners, whatever it is. The question is, we need clarity on that. So I think if David ever did an interview, if we could get clarity on these big shareholders, if we can get clarity on the agreements that they had before, if we can get clarity on a lot of different things that I said in my last video, I think that would be a step in the right direction for David to kind of, get some forgiveness, I would say. Even if he doesn't want it, even if he doesn't care about retail, do your job, man. You're the CEO. I would hope that you make some statements soon and you show investors and you show people interested in purchasing your vehicles in the future that you care about Mullen, you care about the community, and you can at least put out some news, or you can have your team put out news. Now, one CEO that actually has not sold shares but bought shares was the CEO of LAZR. And I will be making more content on that, especially if you guys want some more content on that stock. I think it has huge potential, great returns in the future, I think. Of course, none of this is financial advice, just my own opinion. Let me know down below. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.